All right, ladies and gentlemen of D-Class personnel, go ahead and sit down. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Commander and I'm going to be briefing you on the SCP that you're about to go study out in the field, so it behooves you to pay attention. What we're looking at today, SCP-3850, Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. The area in a 10-kilometer radius around SCP-3850 is guarded by local Task Force Dalit-16 Laplace Transform and is currently off-limits to all civilians under the guise of an archaeological expedition. Description: SCP-3850 is a phenomenon centered around a body termed SCP-3850-1 floating in lake in the U.S. state of. A thick fog surrounds -1 with an estimated 5-kilometer radius, growing thicker as -1 is approached to the extent that viewers are unable to perceive objects more than 10 centimeters away from them. When a person is close enough to -1, the fog will lift enough so that it can be seen. However, the fog does not lift at any distance farther than 1 meter from the viewer. -1 itself is the body of a Native American male floating face down in the lake. Although -1 never moves of its own power when under observation, it has occasionally changed its position in between observations so that it is perpendicular to the lake, its body contorted into the positions of a person floundering or drowning. Photographs of -1's face have been matched to an Abenaki Indian accused and acquitted of murdering his brother in 1925. Individuals who come within viewing distance of -1 are subject to a spatial anomaly which prevents them from moving closer than 25 meters to -1 regardless of any movement made. Although fuel measurements, speedometers, and ripples in the water indicate that movement is taking place, GPS measurements, satellite imagery, and sonar radar detection show no movement. Moving out of viewing distance to -1 also moves one out of the radius of the spatial anomaly. 2 unorthodox attempts have been made to reach SCP-3850, once by a diving D-Class and once by a skydiving D-Class. The diver was unable to reach SCP-3850 but was able to retreat successfully. His bathymetry reached a depth of 25 meters before it stopped moving. The skydiver's altimeter stopped at an altitude of 25 meters, but audiovisual recording indicated that she was still falling. All attempts to retrieve her by helicopter were halted by the spatial anomaly. The skydiver's camera recorded for approximately months before its battery died. The skydiver's body is currently visible and suspended above -1, though it appears blurry both in person and through viewing equipment as if moving at high speed. Addendum 3850-1. Sonar observation of the area around -1 has shown the presence of a human skeleton partially buried at the bottom of the lake directly below -1. The skeleton was retrieved from the lake bed via scuba divers but dissolved into water immediately upon breaking the surface. At the same time, SCP-3850-1 sank to the bottom of the lake and landed at the same position where the skeleton was recovered, whereupon the flesh and muscle of its body dissolved, leaving its own skeleton. The water at its initial position on the surface was seen to coalesce into another instance of -1. Further attempts to retrieve the skeleton on the lake bed ended with the same result. However, small samples of bone have been recovered from the skeleton without incident. DNA analysis of the bone indicates that it is also of Native American descent. Since this incident, personnel observing -1 have reported hearing chanting from an unknown source, identified as a dialect of Eastern Abenaki within viewing distance of -1. Attempts to recover SCP-3850-1 remotely are ongoing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was SCP-3850 dismissed.